for something, you have to be patient. You have to understand that Allah does not need us. We need Him. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need Him. So He will respond when He likes to respond. This is not our call. He will respond at His own time, at His own decision. You have to understand, you cannot be impatient. What Rasulullah ﷺ said, what does it mean by impatience when you call something to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When Prophet ﷺ was asked to explain how one become impatient, listen what Rasulullah ﷺ said. He said, one says, I have prayed many times, but I have had no response. Think about that. So I asked something many times, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never respond to my call. This is what it means by impatience. And then what that person does, that person loses hope from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he stops asking Allah more. Brothers, Allah is Ghani. He has everything. You need $3 billion? Ask for it. Okay? Of course you're going to do charitable work for that, with that money. You're not going to spend for nasty purposes. But think about this. What if you got $3 billion and you got ruined? You lose your faith. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not responding to your call. Isn't that a favor to you? Of course it is a favor. Of course it is. So dear brothers, Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu said, a fasting person, the prayers of a fasting person say when at the time he's about to break the fast, meaning at the time of iftar, his call will be answered. Inshallah, our Sheikh will make dua before the time of iftar. And Abdullah ibn Umar, he's the son of Umar radiyallahu anhu. He is one of the mightiest companions of Rasulullah. He is one of the greatest knowledgeable person that we have. There are 4 Abdullahs in the history of Islam. He is one of them. That 4 Abdullahs are the knowledgeable Abdullahs. If they would have said something at that time, nobody would question them. Because they would have said something from their Kitab al-Andaz. They will say something from the Kitab of Allah and the Kitab of Rasulullah, Sunnah of Rasulullah. So he used to do this before the time of iftar. He call his family, sit together and make dua. That's why when we gather together, one of our sheikh makes dua and we also raise our hand. This is not just for useless purpose. At that time, any good dua that we make, hopefully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will respond to that call. That is the best time we have. Abdullah ibn Umar radiyallahu anhu also another narration. It says, on the breaking the fast, the prayers of fasting person is never returned down. And in another narration, we can also see that 3 persons' call is always responded. The person who fasts, the person who is a good leader, and then the person who is not low. The person who is, some people did injustice to them. These are the 3 people's their call is never returned. So now the good news is that whoever fasts in the month of Ramadan out of sincerity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and with honest intention, he will be forgiven. However, the insincerity and dishonesty destroys everything. It destroys fasting and the rewards of it. Look what Rasulullah said. Whoever does not give forced speech and evil action, Allah is in no need of his food and drink. Think about this, brothers. We are all young brothers. And I have been working with you guys about 10 years now, a little less than 10 years. And I know some of the youth brothers, they lie for no reason whatsoever. I'm not talking about you. You guys always speak the truth. I'm talking about some brothers. Right? They lie for no reason. You don't have to lie, but they lie. Understand, this is the month of Ramadan in which we can fix ourselves. If we just fast and keep lying and doing evil actions, then this fasting will not benefit us at all. So that is the bad news. The good news is, if we can fast with sincerity and honest intention, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive us. But if we do not do that, then this fasting will be of no use. Since the time is almost up, I want to give this floor to Sheikh Delawar. Before that, I would like to ask you a couple of things. I would recommend 4 du'as that we should not miss in the rest of the month of Ramadan. Okay? So if you guys want to keep in mind, most of you guys know this. Number 1, recite Ayat al-Kursi after every salah and before sleeping, before going to bed. Number 2, recite 2 verses from Surah Al-Baqarah, the last 2 verses. Those 2 verses are pearls from Jannah. Those 2 verses are for forgiveness. Number 3, send salawat, recite more and more darood upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has done so much for us. Subhanallah, if you read his life, he went through so much to present this awesome, this beautiful religion to us. He has went through so much. You wouldn't believe. Read his seerah, if possible, in this month of Ramadan, and soak your heart with love of him. So send salawat. Without sending salawat, no dua gonna be accepted. And number 4, read Sayyid al-Istighfar. Many of you most likely have memorized it. If you didn't memorize, just open your Google, write down Sayyid al-Istighfar, it will show up. And look at it and decide. Sayyid al-Istighfar is the best istighfar, tawbah we can have. This is the best among the tawbah. Number 5, that is very easy. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Make your tongue the whole time moves like this. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. If it is possible, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Brothers, recite more and more in this month of Ramadan. It will immensely benefit all of us, inshallah. And then number 6, that is you can do every day, but that is most necessary in the last 10 days. You guys can all of you guys recite here? Allahumma innaka afuun kareem tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. There is another narration, that is Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. This is the best dua we can have in the last 10 days, but we can do that every day. So I mentioned 6. Number 1, Ayat al-Kursi. Number 2, that was reciting the last 2 verses from Surah Al-Baqarah. Number 3, I said send salawat and darood to Rasulullah. Number 4, Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And number 5 was Sayyid al-Istighfar, and number 6 was that dua, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika astaghfiruka. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.